Live from the world of concrete in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the Rinker Pipecast with your hosts, Steve Nilfortion.
This might just get as f***ed up as a pile of coat hangers. Oh, y'all are not ready for this.
And Stu Waller.
Storm drain is a meal best served rigid. Yeah, put this in your pipe and smoke it.
Welcome to the Rinker Pipecast.
Welcome!
Hello!
Another day at the Rinker Pipecast at the World of Concrete in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada.
Nice!
I tell you what, man, things are picking up back in Las Vegas after the pandemic. People are all over out on the streets, at the casinos, gambling, traveling, eating at restaurants.
It's awesome.
It is great.
I love it.
It is great. I'm Steve Nilfortion, your host.
I'm your co-host, Stu Waller.
And again, we are live at the World of Concrete, day 3 of the conference, the first conference since pandemic and lockdown. And like I mentioned, it's good to see people coming back and out in the streets and the casinos. There's an energy out there. Everything from the airports to the dining, the nightclubs, the pools. It's fabulous, man.
Yeah,
what do you think about it all?
Yeah, it's just so great to see everybody back out, and I didn't know what to expect. I just heard our guest told me there's 30,000 registered for this.
Wow.
For this show,
Wow.
which is it's lower than normal, but still that's a big number. 30,000 registered, so that's awesome.
That is, and I think they're going to do this next one in January coming up next year. Yeah, we are. So we are at the our parent company, Crete. We are at the Crete exhibit, and it's a mammoth of an exhibit here on the trade room floor. For those who don't know, Crete, cement and concrete products company. There's only one Crete. You'll see a lot of imitations out there, but don't be confused. You can't duplicate or imitate Crete.
No.
It's like I mentioned the other day, that movie Coming to America.
Good movie.
Remember
I like that movie.
McDonald's, there was that McDowell's. They're like, we're different because we don't have sesame seeds in our bun. That's probably what the other concrete companies say. We're different. We don't have sesame seeds. Or they do have sesame seeds.
Is that an ad mix or?
I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Fly ash? Something like that.
Sesame seed fly ash? Yeah, anyway.
By the way,
moving on.
All the conferences we've been to, how you go out to all the booths, they have candy, snacks, and everything. It's like scarce here.
I noticed that.
I get hungry. I go walk around. I had to go like 3 miles to find somebody with M&Ms.
That's just wrong.
That's wrong, man.
That's wrong.
But got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you do. We'll talk to Crete too.
We need to. We had a great night last night. We had the Crete hospitality event over at the Treasure Island. Saw a lot of people. There's a good picture of us last night. Look, we had some of our guests from last night. Jimmy Floyd, who is the manager of the construction for Clark County Public Works. His wife, Raquel Floyd.
Guests of ours.
Right? Yep, they were on the guests on the show yesterday. Tracy Larkin. We have our president of Rinker, John, and one of our good friends at Las Vegas Paving on the far right, Billy Wellman. We love Billy. Might have Billy on the show next time. Billy's a good guy.
It'd be entertaining.
He was having fun last night.
Was he?
Yeah. Things got interesting last night, man. A little out of hand. At one point, people from the bricklayer, look, they were drinking straight out of the trophy chalice.
The chalice.
That was something else, man.
Well deserved celebration.
That thing was going
well
around.
Deserved.
Yeah.
Very well.
I bet if CDC saw that thing going around, they'd have a fit.
They would be.
They'd be like, mask mandates would have gone up at Treasure Island.
Oh, man.
That's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah. No doubt.
We rode the Vegas Loop yesterday. Tesla's Vegas Loop. And that was awesome. I mean, so Tesla, I'm sure everybody heard about it. So there's a tunnel underneath Las Vegas, right? Well, underneath the convention center. It goes from the west end to the south end. So we checked it out. That was very cool. You essentially go down into this tunnel, and then there's several Teslas, and they all have drivers. And I'm sure in the future, at some point, they're going to be autonomous. And you select your car, you get in, and then you go through this tunnel, and it's lighted up like a nightclub.
Right.
It's very cool, very innovative.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like space age. You feel like you're in some kind of a movie or something.
Yeah.
In a way.
Right. So at some point, I think, so right now, like I said, it's just under the convention center, but it's gonna go out to the airport. and then connect the strip at some point.
Yeah,
That's
what I heard.
Transportation and infrastructure is getting more and more innovative. I think they're starting that speed bullet train from L.A. to Las Vegas. They're starting to build that.
Okay.
But I don't know. Things could go wrong. I saw something on. There was an article in Civil Engineering News about a train derailment of some sort. They had a high-speed train somewhere.
Yeah, I saw something like that. It was Australia. They had a train that had actually fatal derailment, but going 8 times the speed limit.
8 times the speed limit.
8 times.
Yeah, my buddies back in Louisiana went 8 times the speed limit at about 3 a.m.
Really?
That happened very frequently.
Well, apparently your buddies they moved to Australia and as
I
train
think
conductor.
that's what happened. I had
That's
one
too bad.
friend.
That's too bad.
He was bragging about making it from New Orleans to Baton Rouge in 20 minutes. I believe his name was Ron Bordelon or something like that. Yeah, he's an interesting character. So he might have developed that train actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he have the same beard as you?
No, no beard there.
Okay, I was curious.
He got hair plugs.
With your
he got
Louisiana.
hair plugs recently though.
Okay.
I offered to donate the beard for the hair plug, but he passed on it. It's all good.
Little follicle discussion.
It is.
It's always
it
good.
is.
It's always good.
Yep. So to recap, we had a great couple episodes the last couple days. Everybody from the director of Nevada DOT, Christina Swallow. We had City of Las Vegas director of infrastructure, Mike Jensen. We had with ITS America, Tracy Larkin. Yesterday, Jimmy Floyd, Raquel Floyd. And then Mariana Honeycutt with Kimberly Horn.
Yep.
All the shows are still online on LinkedIn and YouTube at the Rinker Materials LinkedIn and YouTube sites. Check them out. They're very interesting, very informative on infrastructure, transportation, concrete, so on and so forth.
Excellent guest.
Yeah.
I was very, very impressed.
Very, very impressed. Very impressed. And some other things. So have you seen Goonies yet? If you missed it, so we learned that.
Are we going there?
Yeah, we're going there again.
I didn't know.
Stu is the only individual on earth who has not seen Goonies. We need to fix that. Have you still not seen it?
Didn't see it last night in the hotel, Steve. After the party, I felt like seeing it, but it's just I thought no.
It's all good.
But after all this, I'm going to have to watch it now.
You need to.
It's been brutal last few days. Taking some hits.
You should. So today we have a very, very special guest, Tiffany Reed of Villarreal. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Villarreal is one way to say it.
Did you roll those R's?
I tried to roll the R.
It's tough.
Yeah. Like with Mariana, I did it right.
You did very good.
Villarreal. Close. Okay. Tiffany Reed Villarreal. Okay. She's a huge advocate of sustainability and resiliency and infrastructure. She's with Infratex Consulting. So she's going to come right up. Tiffany, she's making her way to the stage right now.
Making her way.
Hello, y'all.
Hey, Tiffany.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Good morning.
Great.
Good seeing
Vegas
you.
has been good to me.
Awesome. Throw on your headphones. You can kind of hear yourself better.
Yes, sir.
Nothing like hearing yourself first thing in the morning.
Oh, boy.
All
How are
right.
you?
Doing great.
Welcome.
Thanks.
We're so glad you joined us.
Thank you.
How are you enjoying Vegas?
I'm loving it. It's
Yeah?
great. Good time.
World of
Fantastic.
Concrete. What do you think about the show?
It's my first time in Vegas for World of Concrete,
Yeah.
and so
Oh.
I heard it's the largest convention in Vegas.
It is.
And they did tell me that it was 30,000 this year, and we're going to do it again in January, so I will be back.
Usually,
Okay.
and what I heard, so 30,000 being a lot of people, usually this is way more than that.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
what
way
I
more.
heard.
So I think the reason
more.
why it's, I guess, just 30,000 is I think they limited, international attendees.
Okay.
I guess due to they don't want to rush it. So January show should be huge. Closer to 100,000. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
still a great show. I'm having a great time hitting all the booths.
Right.
Found this fantastic hard hat right here.
Oh, that's
Wow.
something. I
That
like
is
that.
cool?
That is
And
good.
So
Very
that's
stylish.
That's made by Lyft. It's not even on the
Lyft.
market yet.
Huh.
I think I'm going to be going home with this one.
That's a nice one.
Yeah,
You should wear it on
for
the plane.
sure. I might have to.
There you go. The helmet with the mask. You'll be very COVID proof then.
Oh,
You had a good time last night we saw you at the Quick Crete event.
All right, so I went to see. I did. I went to Quick Crete.
Did you
had
drink
dinner.
out of the trophy too?
I did not.
Was that
Okay,
her?
all right.
Was that-
Trophy.
No, it wasn't her.
oh,
No, that wasn't me. You wouldn't catch me on camera.
There you go.
yeah, it's smart, very smart.
What happens
Because-
in Vegas stays in
Exactly.
Vegas.
Unless you're here and it goes in the screen.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we don't need that.
So you mentioned you went to the Carrot Top show and
Yeah, so went to Carrot Top, my husband and I. It was a hilarious show, well worth the money. it was fantastic. So
Great.
over at Mandalay Bay, came out of Mandalay Bay, my hubby's like, hey, let me bet the horses or bet some races, right?
Uh-huh.
And so I was like, okay, well, that penny slot's calling my name, right? So it's calling my name. I was walking by it. He's like, okay, well, let's go look at the sports betting. So we're at the screen. I'm watching that slot. I'm like, if anybody's if anybody sits there,
come on over here.
if anybody sits there, I'm going to be really upset. So he's like, okay, let's go. So we go over there. I hit it.
You hit it.
Yes.
What, you hit like
Second
$800?
spin, $851.
On a penny slot.
Penny slot. Second spin. It just kept going and going and going. So if you're curious of what that looked like, I was like, video this.
You know what? You should be.
I wanted proof of that win.
You should be an investment advisor. So I have a stock group. A lot of my friends back in Louisiana, we're in a stock trading group. And then some of them are big on crypto. I'm like, dude, that's like gambling.
I'm in crypto.
You're in crypto too?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm in Doge. I'm in
guys?
Doge, Cardano. I'm all over it.
I think we need to add her to the group.
Yep, I'm in crypto. Add me to that.
Lord, okay. So did that $800 from did they give it to you in Bitcoin or Dogecoin?
No, I threw it all on AMC.
All on there you go. I figured it'd be GameStop. That was a good
I'm
one.
on that too. I'm on that GameStop ride.
Just from that AMC mention, it's going to jump like 200%.
AMC.
There we
Put
go.
it all on AMC.
Oh Lord, this has become Wall Street bets.
This could be
all
an
right,
SEC
let
issue.
Well, again, we're glad to have you on. So this whole pandemic thing has been crazy. So first of all, how has pandemic impacted you personally, as well as in career work-wise?
Okay, so I'll be honest, it was hard at first.
Right.
So it locked down and I started thinking, what am I going to do? Because I'm a big conference goer, I'm a big advocate, a cheerleader for the industry. And so I get out and I do a bunch of conferences and face-to-face meetings.
Right.
And I really started locking down on my social media presence.
Yep.
Social media saved me. So I have about 10,000 connections on LinkedIn. I have a pretty good Facebook group and Twitter group following. And so I just started educating. I started using LinkedIn as a way to sell and a way to promote and advocate. And it worked out really well. I found TikTok during the lockdown.
You're on TikTok?
I'm on TikTok.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I love TikTok. I mean, what else are you going to do, right? When you're sitting there. So a lot of people jumped on TikTok and I was like, this is a great opportunity for us to take some of those videos like you have that you guys shot over at Thompson Pipe.
Right.
And put some music to that and get people hyped.
Yeah.
And so I worked on those things.
I saw that. That was a great video.
It's so fun,
Yeah,
right?
We'll bring that up later.
Be creative.
Yeah, exactly.
Just be creative. And it worked.
So you implemented TikTok professionally.
Professionally.
Well, that's cool. That's very cool.
Yep.
Because a lot of the TikTok stuff, it's kind of silly.
Yep.
It
is, but if you can show construction to music, it's fun.
It is.
Right?
And they're short blurbs, quick, it doesn't drag out too long. That's awesome. So what else?
So what else I did was I focused really hard on my sustainable and resilient infrastructure. I started taking all the courses I could find on ESG, all the certifications I could get. I'm not going to be locked down. I'm going to be learning.
That's awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
And so,
That's good.
and I would share as I'm learning with my audience. And so we're all learning together here. Sustainability and resilience, it's emerging.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
There's so much we really don't know.
It is emerging.
As a matter of fact, today, Institute for Sustainable Infrastructure has a LinkedIn poll, and I'm looking at it. I vote on it. One of the things that's on there is everybody thinks sustainability is about helping people and saving the planet.
Right.
And I think that's a part of it. But what about the financial aspects of that?
Exactly.
And we're not translating that part of the sustainability movement well enough.
Still has to be the triple bottom line.
It has to be the economic. Nobody's going to do it if it's not paying back, right? And so it's got to pay back, not just for taxpayers or residents, but for manufacturers. It has to put money back in their pocket.
Exactly.
We got to have a financial incentive, right, to make these changes. And so I think, and it's there.
Right.
We know it's there. We're just not communicating that well enough. So we need to take the fluff out and put the money back in.
Exactly.
And that's where we're at. And so, like I said, it's emerging, and I walked around. I really came here to see how much sustainability is being talked about in the concrete industry.
Yep.
I haven't seen very much at all. There's maybe 2 booths that even talk about eco,
right,
or some type of recycling. 2 booths out of this whole place.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That does not discourage me.
Well, 3, because we're talking about it.
We are.
There
we are.
Thank you, Steve.
You guys got this.
We got it.
So the thing is that that's not discouraging to me,
right,
because that just means we're early. I'd rather be the one setting the pace
Right.
than trying to follow somebody else and catch up.
That's an
right.
excellent point.
And so we need to be the ones that are really leading this. Crete's a massive company. You guys just bought. They have Rinker, and now
Right.
they have Forterra.
Right.
There's no reason why Crete shouldn't be leading this charge,
Right.
along with the Heidelbergs and the CMEXs and all that,
Right.
because on concrete pipe, the only hard part on sustainability is the cement. But otherwise,
go.
we are super eco-friendly and we're locally sourced.
Right. Right.
So we
Right.
got the Heidelbergs and the cements and all those
Right.
Well,
guys.
the
fixing that.
cement is changing rapidly too. You
Thank
got the
you.
Portland.
Yes.
You can.
We're working
my,
on
my
that.
old buddies are hard at work on that.
Yes, and we can see the light at the end of the tunnel on that.
Yeah,
So we should not
absolutely.
be afraid to talk about an essential material
Right.
that the world cannot build without.
There you
The,
go.
the second most used material in the world.
It's the foundation
next
of
to
everything.
water.
You know, last
Yep,
year when
yep.
when the whole pandemic hit, you know, and the Wall Street was just dumped, you know, and stocks were just, a lot of people were worrying, right?
Yes.
And so I was looking at some stuff, and there were some things that were so low, but I knew for a fact they were not. There's no way they could go to zero. There was two main things: steel and concrete. And so they were at there were steel and concrete companies like a couple dollars a share.
Yes.
So I was blasting everybody
Do it.
I knew. I'm like, y'all, buy. They're like, well, how do you know? Why do you think it's going to go? I'm like, you need concrete and steel for everything around the globe. Okay, roads, highways, buildings, foundations. You can't go without it.
Yeah.
So that I was like, this is a no-brainer. This is a safe. I drilled it. There was 3 people. I drilled it in their heads. And like a year later, I'm like, did you do it? No, man, I should have done it. Yeah.
I'm in.
So yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah. So in a personal life aspect, how did pandemic, impact you?
Oh, well, we had the kids at home. I
Right.
mean, we're a tight-knit family.
Yeah.
I think you guys may know. If you don't, I'm a mother of 5 children.
Yep.
So
Did not know that.
yes. So when you think about sustainability and resilience, and you have 5 kids and you have a big family, you really start to think about that next generation and your grandkids.
Right.
So things do start to weigh on you a little more, because as you grow older, you're like, I want to leave it better than I found it.
Right.
Exactly.
And so I have really got a passion for that, for
Right.
stewardship,
Right.
for the next generation, and I'm in love with the younger members of our industry.
Yep.
You know, I think that it's just I'm kid friendly, and I like what's coming
That's
down
awesome.
the pike. So really excited. I guess that's why you'll see me championing
Right.
sustainability, resilience, the new generation, the millennials, the Wall
Right.
Street Bets crowd. I mean, I love it. I love the vibe. I love
Exactly.
the excitement.
It
and the
motivates and inspires, and
It really
it's
does.
the energy is great.
It is. It's good energy.
Right.
It's good. And Doge, we talked about crypto. Doge is so popular because it stands for do only good every day.
Is that what it stands
That
for?
is
Yeah,
what
I've heard
Doge
that.
is.
I thought
So
it was named after a dog or something like that.
the dog's a meme, but
That's-
Doge is do only good every day. And that is the vibe of the incoming
Learn something
generation.
new every day.
There you
I
are.
probably should have known that.
So yeah,
Come
I'm
on,
buying
your stock
it.
tip. Your stock tips. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm buying it, right? I
Yeah.
like the meme, but I
Right.
like the movement. And
Yeah.
so I'm into the movement, and I believe in that, and I like where their head's at.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think
It's
it's
awesome.
just speculation,
Oh, it's totally speculative. Completely.
just like your penny slot?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I put a penny and I got $8.50 out.
Okay,
What-
there you go.
That's not
Yeah,
bad ROI.
That's not bad at all. Yeah,
right?
no.
Mhm.
I'm just a big fundamentals person, so
Yeah, on Wall Street Bets, I doubt it.
Oh.
Oh man, that was a good one. That was good.
Oh.
So tell us some. So what are some big initiatives and projects that Infratex and you are working on right now?
So right now I'm working with Ameritex Pipe,
Right.
and I'm promoting and working to influence the industry towards more sustainable development
Mhm.
principles.
Okay.
And I saw the ACPA do the presentation that Riley gave on
Yep.
resilient, sustainable
That was a
infrastructure.
great presentation.
Brilliant.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's just it. Let's cookie cutter that. Let's get that out there and get that information rolling. So you have to have a triple bottom line:
Yes.
economics, social, and environmental.
Exactly.
So here's the social thing. The social thing is looking at things like Wall Street Bets in the next generation and saying, how are we providing for them? What are we offering value socially? It's not only that, it's about women in construction. It's about inclusion.
Right.
Yeah.
It's about
Yeah.
equity and diversity.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
includes me. That's why these hard hats, you know what this is for? Breast cancer awareness. I'd like to see this in teal.
Pink.
I'd
Correct.
like to see this, in yellow and
Right.
colors geared towards females in construction. Some
Right.
more swag for us.
Yep.
Some PPE.
Yeah.
It's a
pink
great thought.
glasses.
That's a great point.
I
Like
mean-
we were talking about yesterday, women in engineering. Mariana was talking about it. Remember back in the day, it
It's
was like very few. Now it's just, you know.
Yeah.
So contact me if
absolutely.
you have any ideas on women's PPE or want me to rep that. I think Emprotex Consultant would be great to put some swag for women
Right.
on my website, on my page, and
Exactly.
let's
It's a great
find
thought.
out, because we need, number one, women are 51% of the population.
Right.
And we are not represented enough in concrete or in construction anywhere. That's why I use TikTok as well. There's a lot of women out there
Yeah.
that are
That
operators.
really like it.
They're operators.
You know, my fiance, I love her
They're
to death.
driving the big equipment.
Right.
My fiance, Saturday mornings, she is just entertained with TikTok. You know, she sends me some stuff. It's very funny. I gotta admit, but it's like some of it's like, okay, you know,
Whatever. And she's probably sending you it like every 5 minutes, right?
sometimes some good ones. There are some good ones, But anyway,
It's like, stop with the TikTok.
Careful,
No.
careful. Is she listening, Steve?
She's listening. She's on there.
Okay.
Hey, babe. So
Just kidding.
resilient and sustainable infrastructure. Let's talk about that and how it impacts. I want to talk about how it impacts your thoughts, not only the U.S. but globally, and not just concrete infrastructure, but everything.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about, when I talk about sustainability,
Right.
Resiliency is a part of that. You can't have a sustainable infrastructure project or product without resiliency being in the discussion.
Yep.
So it's really about risk management
Right.
for your investment.
Yep.
And that's going to tie back to your ESGs and your financial portion.
Okay.
If you have a fire or a flood and everything's ruined and you have to replace it, that's a replacement cost every time.
Right.
Right. And so I guess we can hone back into the fires around California, where if your infrastructure is completely wiped out and you got to come back in and replace it,
Right.
you're not saving money.
Right.
You're actually having to reinstall everything and redo
Absolutely.
everything. So that's a problem. And so we need to fix that. And I don't know what that looks like with end treatments or non-flammable end sections or whatever. But
Right.
on the resilient side of things, if your concrete pipe is staying in place,
Yep.
then you don't have to replace that.
Right.
You test it, you make sure the strength is still there and that the heat didn't hit it too much,
Right.
to weaken the steel or the compressive strength. But
Right.
other than that,
Right.
it's pretty much staying. So you may need to go in and redo some roads and things like that for asphalt or pavement melting, but you don't have to replace every single drainage structure.
Right.
And let's be honest. I mean, I'm sure you guys have the stats on drainage and anything underground, but we're not looking at that stuff.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So
That's the problem.
we want to look at things, brand new roads and bridges and things people can see.
Right.
We don't want to invest our dollars, and I say we, political side. I'm also a planning and zoning commissioner, so I'm the chair for my city.
Right.
So I'd rather us spend the money on pretty sidewalks and things that bring value to the
Absolutely.
residents.
Yeah.
And nobody really wants to mess with the drainage because
Yeah.
it's not, you can't cut a ribbon to
It's
drain.
not- and it's
Until
Yeah.
their
Until
house
it
floods.
fails.
Right,
Oh,
exactly,
if it
exactly.
fails,
Yeah.
if it
Yeah,
And
fails,
then there's a problem. Right.
Emergency.
yeah.
Right. And
Nope.
that's it.
And then you only fix that one portion.
Exactly. That's an
Right,
excellent
right,
point.
right.
Like you
So
said,
it's a Band-Aid.
like you said, it's people are municipalities. A lot of focus is to what you can see. What's on the road, the parking lot. What you see a lot of times, like you'll see a lot of potholes and dips in the road, and then people are like, "Yo, they need to fix the road." Blah blah blah. Well, what's not known is a lot of times what's going on is not what you see. It's culverts. Flexible culverts that can't handle the loads and weren't installed properly. Those are given and
that's a
causing those potholes. So it has to be looked at as one system. An entire foundation. The foundation. So the storm drains and all that, along with the roadway. That all makes up the foundation of the whole infrastructure.
That really is it, and it's a systematic approach to looking at infrastructure.
Exactly.
So it's just like
Yeah.
in
There you go.
right now when we're talking about water and water resources,
Uh-huh.
we're stepping back away from project by project, location by location to look at the whole entire floodplain, right? And so that's a big deal. Is that we can't, and I always use this in my planning and zoning meetings. It's like, yeah, you looked at the drainage for this project,
Right.
but have you considered all the development going on around that project? Right? So we're going to increase the impervious cover. We're going to increase the load on these systems, and it's going to get inundated. So a big thing right now with the growth in Texas is we want to stay small. And it's like you can limit development in your little town,
Right.
but you can't limit development outside of it. And so water's going to flow to the path of least resistance, which is going to be your town that's not developed. Right. And so just thinking about looking at the floodplains for the entire state, which is the Water Development Board is doing, and Texas ASCE is also working on that. And I serve with them. And so really, much like it's a holistic approach to sustainability and resilient infrastructure, I take a very holistic approach to my advocacy. To where I serve on national sustainability committees. I'm going to do a quick plug for the International Conference on Sustainable Infrastructure that is coming up.
That's a good one.
It's coming up in Houston this December. So I'm going to do a quick plug for the International Conference on Sustainable Infrastructure that is coming up. International Conference on Sustainable Infrastructure. And I'm on the Sustainability Supporters Committee, and I am working to bring in initiatives for the fund. So I need supporters, right? And if you want to sign up to become a sustainability supporter, that doesn't mean you're already sustainable. It means you're willing to be a part of the conversation. And that's what we need, right? We need it from concrete. We need it from but don't be afraid of that word, sustainability, because we are all learning. What it takes is a partnership. And that's part of the UN Sustainable Development Goals is partnerships for the goals. Let's become partners, right? Let's become partners and move this initiative forward.
It's like teamwork.
It absolutely is teamwork.
So Texas, you brought up Texas. So I heard this year Nevada actually trumped Texas to get the #1 spot in the bridge rating in the U.S.
We just heard that. Any comments on that?
Christina's my friend. Christina's my friend, and I'm so proud of her.
She's doing an amazing job.
Fantastic as the DOT director. I mean, if I look up to anybody, it's to her. I served under her when she was president. She actually awarded me my government affairs advocacy award at ASCE National. So, and my team won the team award, and she was the one that presented that. So, Christina, you have a special place in my heart.
Nice. There we go. Yes.
So, yeah.
A second round of applause.
And another round of applause for Griselda Gonzalez, my co-chair for the Texas Government Affairs Committee. Woo! So, she's doing a great job. And another person that I look to, and hopefully we'll be right behind her, is Carol Haddock with Resilience Houston.
Okay, I think we have a question. Got a question from John Susong. Tiffany, how should the concrete pipe industry promote concrete pipes resiliency and sustainability to public agencies and the engineering community?
Partnerships for the goals. Get with me. Let's get the ACPA to come in and help support ASCE's global initiatives on sustainability through their sustainability committee. Become a partner with them. Let's look at what our strengths are and how do we fit into that. And quit trying to skate around it. And this is not a concrete thing. This is just a manufacturing thing in general. I see everybody trying to fix the narrative to their product. I want to have honest conversations. So John, get with me. Let's get the ACPA, you and Brandomir, and let's join together with ASCE and ISI, and let's figure out how to move this forward and make concrete pipe the most sustainable and resilient product on the market today, which we all know it is.
That's very true. Very true.
Good question, John, by the way.
Yeah, and we talked about, in terms of, infrastructure and resiliency and sustainability, how it all correlates to concrete. We were talking about natural disasters earlier, the importance with standpoint of not just fires, but floods as well. So, when you have fires, you want to make sure that infrastructure is there. And, concrete, we all know, we talked about this over the last few days and it's talked about throughout the world of concrete, the strength and design life of concrete. You can't match it. It's one of the strongest materials out there. We did a test at a site a while back, and I think we have the video from it. We're going to run it, where we want to see how strong it is. So behind Tiffany, you can see we put a 100,000-pound excavator directly on concrete pipe. Okay, as you can kind of tell, it's holding its own without any additional kind of support from the sides or anything. And typically, when you install these storm drain systems, a lot of the flexible materials, they can't handle this load on their own, okay? They need additional side support to hold that. And so if you try to throw that 100,000-pound excavator on a flexible storm drain pipe that you see in a lot of, private developments and neighborhoods, that pipe will collapse, and so hence when you see these potholes, a lot of times it's because it's not handling the load right due to poor installation. But as you can see right there, that's structural integrity, plain and simple right there.
That's my buddy Branimir.
He was driving that excavator.
Yeah, he was.
I was there on the site. I
was
was pushing him a little bit. He was hesitant to drive it over, but he got it.
He did it. Did you ever have a doubt, really?
Not
Like,
a little bit.
Yeah.
It was Branimir.
Everybody stand back.
It is.
So yeah, actually, I stole that video from you guys, and
Yeah.
I made a TikTok on that. So you guys hit up my TikTok page and check it out. I put it
There
to
we go.
music.
Cool.
Shared it on LinkedIn.
What
There
music
So-
did you choose?
I can't even remember. It was something
Okay, I'm just
hyped up
curious.
like dun dun da 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 da.
Okay.
Let's play Name That Tune. What is that, Stu?
I have no
Stu,
idea.
Stu, you're the musician.
Yeah, I can't
I-
You should-
recognize that. It sounded a little bit like, never
Da,
mind.
da. I don't know, some random song, but it looked good with it.
That's
So,
awesome. So,
What,
music needs to be
so I
added
see you
to
have
that
the
stuff.
Texas Civil Engineering Conference
I do.
on there, on your shirt.
Shameless plug. I'm the
Yeah.
CCON co-chair for Texas Civil Engineering Conference,
Awesome,
and
awesome.
we are doing our conference is coming up in September, and we're doing laying the foundations of sustainability.
Okay.
So, guys, I mean, sustainability, we're having that on our Civil Engineering Conference in Texas. We
Mhm.
have our ICSI 2021 coming up in Houston,
Yeah.
Sustainability Conference. So that's talk of the town in Texas right now.
What are some really big projects going on in Texas that you know of, like now? Really
I would look to Houston.
awesome things to highlight.
Yeah, I would look to Houston for their Resilience Houston, and
Uh-huh.
I would also look to the Envision framework
Uh-huh.
for how we rate those projects. So
Okay.
Carol Haddock, we're doing a lot of tunneling. There's a lot of great projects on the Envision website. One
Uh-huh.
of them is from Houston.
Right.
So just when you think about Envision, you're thinking about taking care of the entire community. So you'll see a lot of parks combined with green infrastructure, combined with drainage.
Right.
So when you talk about sustainability, a lot of people think, oh, we're going all green, we don't need pipe. That's not true.
Right.
We need pipe.
Yeah.
We have to have
Yes.
pipe, but we also need some more green infrastructure and some more wetlands protection and all of that.
Right,
So there's going to be a combination of green and gray infrastructure that's going to play a role. And if you're not Envision certified, I would highly suggest you become Envision certified.
Yeah, Stu's actually going through the Envision program right
Yes.
now. Aren't you? You're taking the test or
I
something
am,
like that?
and that's the question I asked Christina yesterday. I have a
Yes.
question today for you. Same question.
Okay.
Can you offer me any answers to the test that I'm taking?
Well, you'll get it. You'll get
So
it.
the answer is no.
I am. Are you a professional engineer?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, then ethically, you
And-
know.
Lead. Okay.
Ethically,
Fine,
you know,
those
I
ethics.
cannot
Those
do that.
ethics.
Those ethics, yeah, they get you there.
Okay. Well, I
No
thought I'd
cheating
try.
allowed in the
Okay.
professional engineering world. Y'all know
Understood.
that.
Understood.
Ethically, I cannot. But if you need tutoring, I will be happy to tutor you.
Okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind.
There you
Keep
go.
that in mind. Thank
There
you.
you go.
Thank you
Is
very
it
much.
like a multiple choice test that you got
Yes.
to take?
Yeah.
It's not like the
Yeah.
PE where like it's a right
No.
answer. Okay, all right.
No,
No,
it's a
and
multiple.
they do try to trick you like the lead test, right? Remember that? Yeah, I took that
Standardized.
test.
It's got the little twists and turns in it.
I thought, it's a piece of cake. I passed the PE test. It's nothing. Didn't study a whole lot. No, two
Round
tries.
two.
Round two.
There you go.
You'll do good. I
Thank
know it
you.
almost seems like you don't need to pay attention, but you actually do.
You really do.
It's really a lot more technical than people think it is.
It is. It is.
Because we're trying to sell the value of on all these fronts, right? It's
Right.
just, this isn't just about, oh, let's take care of the environment and people. It's really about selling that economic side of it.
Right.
That's the only way we're going to get movement.
Yep.
So
Very
yeah.
good point.
Excellent.
Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Very good point. Very good point. Well, Tiffany, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure having you. Very informative.
Absolutely.
Love your love your motivation
Yes.
on resiliency and sustainability. You're a huge advocacy. Very active on the social media. Love reading all your posts.
Thank you.
And love having you part of the industry as a whole.
Fantastic. I
um,
appreciate the invite.
Yeah, everybody,
Thanks for coming.
Follow Tiffany on LinkedIn and on her TikTok as well.
Yeah.
You'll find it on there.
Just discovered that.
I'm sure she'll post about it pretty soon. And then, so I guess for today, that's a wrap. Well, not for today, for this episode.
This episode.
Stay tuned. Coming at 12 o'clock today, we have the
Nice.
city engineer for City of Henderson, Thomas Daly. He'll be here.
That'll be great.
Talking about all the developments in Henderson. Henderson's booming, man. It's growing.
I
It's
hear
about
that.
as big
I
as
hear
Vegas.
that.
They have Lake Las Vegas out there. Massive community out there. Huge highway project. So lots of good
forward to that.
information with City Engineer coming up. So until then, Thank you for tuning in.
See you, everybody.
I'm Steve. That's Stu. We're
See you
off to the
next
ball.
time.
Later.
Later.